Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms. World of Frozen in Disney Adventure World at Disneyland Paris truly feels like you stepped right into the Frozen films. Here, the royal family has invited you to the Snowflower Festival, and everywhere you turn, you notice something new. There is so much to do and see, so think of this as your full guide. We'll explore the good, the bad, and everything else in between as we count down 10 hidden secrets, tips, and tricks in World of Frozen. Number 10. There wouldn't be World of Frozen obviously without the Frozen film, but also without Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale The Snow Queen. Disney loosely based Frozen off the 1844 story, and a lot of well-known fairy tales were actually written by the Danish author. Now, to pay tribute to the source material, Imagineers incorporated a couple references to the Snow Queen as well as some of his other stories right here in the land. The first Easter egg can be found hidden in the queue for Frozen Ever After. Once you enter the second room, you'll spot this shelf on the back wall. It's a little dark in here, which makes it a bit more difficult to see, but the book that's standing upright is none other than the Snow Queen. Then heading outside, you have a couple of longships docked in Arendelle Bay. The names of the ship are written in Danish, so this first one translates to the Viking Spirit, and then the one behind that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, translates to the Snow Queen. I mean, this is one of those details that's very easy to miss, but what you probably won't miss in World of Frozen is the Arendelle Boutique. It's the main gift shop in the land, themed after a toy shop, but just above the entrance, you'll notice a soldier with a missing leg. Well, if you're familiar with Fantasia 2000, you'll probably recognize this character. It comes from another Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale called The Steadfast Tin Soldier. And inside the shop, you can find both the tin soldier and the ballerina from the story just behind the checkout counter. There are so many other great props in here, and many of them can be linked to other fairy tales and stories that you'll recognize. Up on the shelf is a marionette of Little Red Riding Hood, which was a story written by French author Charles Perrault. Then on the other side of the shop, there's this shelf, and I'm sure by now you've clocked that bear looks an awful lot like Winnie the Pooh with his honey pot. Although Hans Christian Andersen is sometimes mistakenly credited for Winnie the Pooh, the story was actually written by English author A.A. Milne. Number 9. Frozen Ever After is the star of World of Frozen, and Imagineers truly did a great job with the ride. It's obviously based off Frozen Ever After at Epcot, but it's been heavily plussed. With a ride time of about 7 minutes, it comes in a minute and a half longer than the original. Overall, everything just feels a lot less rushed, and the scenes have a lot more depth. This was also my first time seeing the animatronics without projected faces, and it makes such a big difference. They all look fantastic. Now, like the ride in Florida, Frozen Ever After still has a drop, but here it really packs a punch. It's a lot steeper and adds a little more thrill to the ride. Now, with Frozen Ever After being the newest e-ticket attraction here at Disney Adventure World, the ride is very popular, bringing in really long waits for most of the day. The good thing is that by 5 p.m. or so, I noticed that waits decrease substantially. So my tip for riding Frozen Ever After, especially within these next few months, would be to wait until later in the day. Usually a couple hours before closing, the wait is under 60 minutes, and then within the last hour of the park being open, you're only looking at about a 10 to 15 minute wait. Or if you're staying in a Disney hotel and have early access to the park, head on the ride first thing in the morning. As long as you're in line before the park officially opens, you'll actually avoid almost a 2-hour wait. Also, if you're traveling solo, there is a single rider line, or if you want to purchase a Premier Pass, that's another option as well. Number 8. When it came to designing the buildings here in World of Frozen, Imagineers took lots of inspiration from the fjords of Norway, specifically the city of Bergen. The architecture in Arendelle is a little more whimsical, but you can definitely see the inspiration with each building. One really fun detail when it comes to the architecture can be found on Nordic Crown's Tavern. Now, right away, does anything stand out to you with these two buildings? Well, Imagineers actually based the colors off the dresses Elsa and Anna wore during Elsa's coronation in the first film. The purple and blue on the left side represents Elsa, and then the green and yellow on the right represents Anna. Also, the height of each building corresponds to the height of both characters. It's such a fun little detail that goes completely unnoticed. You also see this color palette reflected again inside the restaurant. Oh, also above the doorway, a keen eye will spot a cat looking out of the window. Well, this just happens to be one of the two cats featured in the short Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Now, Nordic Crown's Tavern is the main quick-service dining location here in World of Frozen, and I gotta say, it was a little disappointing. There are much better places to eat at Disney Adventure World, so if you don't like seafood or mustard for that matter, then I'd skip it. When I visited, I tried the salmon, which was pretty moist, but the mustard sauce was too overpowering for my liking. I know it's fish and I like salmon, but it just had a very fishy taste as well. Then each dish comes with the choice of either crushed potatoes or quinoa plus mixed vegetables. The day before, I tried the potatoes with the kids' turkey balls, and it was such a weird consistency with not much flavor. The quinoa was better, although it still had no seasoning, and the veggies had this sort of synthetic cafeteria kind of taste. I was not a fan. What I really did enjoy, though, were the fish fritters. The white fish was really flaky, and the curry tartar sauce complemented the flavor so well. I would definitely get these again. You also can't go wrong with the desserts, especially the everlasting snowflake. The outside is white chocolate, and then the inside is a white chocolate mousse with raspberry jam and a graham cracker crust. It was very light with a nice balanced taste overall. If you like white chocolate, you'll definitely love it. So I'd say if you want to check out Nordic Crown's Tavern, stick to the desserts and snacks and then grab a full meal somewhere else. Number 7. To make up for the disappointing food in Nordic Crown's Tavern, there are thankfully a lot of other fun details to find in here. So the restaurant is split up into two different dining rooms. The right side focuses more on the royal family along with the landscapes of Arendelle. And this is also where you'll find some Easter eggs that call back to Epcot. So you've probably already noticed all the oil paintings, and if we head into the room on the left, the buildings in this picture might look a little familiar. You may recognize it as Royal Summer House at Epcot, which is where you can meet Anna and Elsa. In the context of Arendelle, this is the royal family's vacation house where they have spent many summers. I love that they also included the Wandering Reindeer building right next to it. Now moving on to the main dining hall, you're going to want to take a look up because there's another familiar building from Epcot's Norway Pavilion. The picture on the right actually depicts the Stav Church. Today the church is home to an entire Viking exhibit with a lot of cool items on display. Now, the last Epcot reference can be found in the back room, and it's this painting of a puffin. If you ride Frozen Ever After at Epcot, there are 3 puffins in the finale that were recycled from Maelstrom. That was the old ride that Frozen Ever After replaced. The puffins never made it into the ride here at Disney Adventure World, so this photo acts as another little tribute to Frozen and Maelstrom at Epcot. Number 6. You can't visit World of Frozen and not see the new show, A Celebration in Arendelle. With picturesque views of the castle as a backdrop, Arendelle Bay comes right to life as Olaf prepares for the Snowflower Festival. The show is full of so much energy, plus it features a new original song that's very, very catchy. I mean, it's still stuck in my head. Now, usually a celebration in Arendelle is where you can catch the adorable Olaf animatronic, but during my trip, he was in B mode the entire time. Apparently, his appearance on the boat really depends on weather, and since he's such a complex robotic figure, malfunctions are also bound to happen. Even with Olaf in B-mode though, the show overall is still a lot of fun, and it's very popular. People began filling the area around the bay about 40 minutes before, so if you want a spot in the front row, my suggestion is to get there early. Otherwise, still plan on being there at least 15 to 20 minutes before to secure your spot. With a runtime of 15 minutes, a celebration in Arendelle is performed 4 times a day, and you're not gonna want to miss it. Number 5. When you see Arendelle Castle, your immediate thought might be that you want to go inside, and the good news is that you actually can. Well, you can't physically walk through the front door, but you can make your way into the castle for the royal encounter. This is the big meet and greet in the land where you get the chance to see Anna and Elsa. When you first step inside, you're right in the portrait gallery where you see all those pictures on the wall Anna talks about. Even Joan is still hanging in there. Look at her go. Now, just before you walk the halls to meet Anna and Elsa, take a look behind this post. Marked on the post are the sisters' height markers from when they were young. It's really cool, right? Then as you go to actually meet Anna and Elsa, keep an eye out for that infamous clock from Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Now just note that there is no regular standby line offered for Royal Encounter. The only way to meet Anna and Elsa is by booking a slot in the virtual queue through the Disneyland Paris app. There are 3 opportunities to join the queue at 8:45 a.m., 9:45, and 2 p.m., but you need to physically be inside the park. Spots fill up within a couple minutes of opening, so you gotta be quick. If meeting Anna and Elsa is one of your top priorities, my biggest tip is to make sure you're on the virtual queue page ready to go a couple minutes before it opens. Number 4. As you explore World of Frozen, you may just see some other characters roaming the land, like Oaken and...
Bossy! Alright, we'll say I'm free together.
She was just the cutest, I couldn't get enough. Now, there are no published times available for when these characters are out, so as the cast members in Arendelle say, it's a surprise. You honestly just need to linger and hope that you catch at least one of them. Don't even bother asking any cast members what time they're expected to come out because they will not give you any clues. From my experience though, I did see Oaken far more often than Mossy, and it was never in the morning. It was usually between noon and 6 p.m.
Have you ever seen a baby troll before?
No, Dad. What's that?
Another popular character to catch in World of Frozen is Olaf, who comes out right beside the outdoor queue for Frozen Ever After. He's such an impressive animatronic, and because Olaf is true to scale, it literally feels like the character has jumped right off the screen. Watching him walk around to say hi to everyone was just the cutest. Now, thankfully, he did manage to stay upright, but when I caught him, he did not speak for whatever reason. It seemed like he wanted to, but there was obviously some sort of malfunction with the speaker. Now, like Oaken and Mossy, there are no published times of when you can expect to see Olaf. On my trip, he came out around 6 p.m. and 6:30, but they were only 10-minute sets. Everyone crowded around trying to catch a glimpse, but it's a shame he isn't out more. Now, I want to go out on a limb and say Olaf will probably never come out in the morning or early afternoon since he usually appears in a celebration in Arendelle. He can't be in 2 places at once, right? But between you and me, there are multiple Olaf figures. So your best odds of spotting Olaf will definitely be after the last performance of a celebration in Arendelle once the crowds in the land have died down. Number 3. One of my favorite things to do when exploring a new land like World of Frozen is discovering all the Easter eggs and things we can physically read. You never know what Imagineers leave behind. So over at Arendelle Daily Press, you'll find the front page of the paper displayed on the building. Now remember in Frozen 2 when Olaf calls out for
Samantha?
It was actually an improvised line from Josh Gad, and it's now referenced in the Arendelle Daily Press.
I don't even know it's Samantha.
It says Samantha lost in the woods, found. Friends and family rejoice as local girl turns up after several hours of wandering in the enchanted forest. The Samantha line made quite an impression online, so it's fun to see it show up here in the land. You can also buy a French copy of the paper over in the gift shop. Another place where Imagineers had a little fun with the storytelling is here on this notice board. It's found just beside Nordic Crown's Tavern, and you can see that there's many ad postings. Well, one other item posted on the board is page 6 of the Southern Isles Gazette. It's listed as volume 21, number 1122. If we turn 1122 into a date, it becomes November 22nd. That just happens to be the release date of the first Frozen film, as well as the release date of Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Number 2. Earlier, I mentioned that Nordic Crown's Tavern is split up into 2 different dining rooms. The right side focused more on the royal family and the landscapes of Arendelle, whereas the left side features a lot of nautical theming. This includes a picture of General Destin Mateus from Frozen 2, and a bunch of oil paintings depicting many different kinds of ships. Well, here on the back wall, you can actually find a painting of the royal ship that Anna and Elsa's parents used on their voyage. Obviously, this is the vessel before the horrific accident, and there's even a little hidden Mickey in the clouds. Do you see it? Well, on the other end of Arendelle Bay, there's a lighthouse, which is where we see Anna and Hans dance in Love is an Open Door. If you look into the bay right by the lighthouse, you'll find some pieces of a ship. In Frozen 2, we learn that the royal ship Anna and Elsa's parents took didn't sink after all, and although most of it washed ashore, there were many pieces missing. Well, whatever washed up on shore here looks an awful lot like pieces of the royal ship, don't they? Since we saw that the stern was mainly intact, this large piece could very well belong to the bow, and I mean, why else would Imagineers set this stuff here? To my knowledge, there's nothing else in the lore of Frozen that involves a shipwreck aside from the royal ship, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, what do you think? Number 1. In Frozen 2, we're introduced to Bruni the Salamander, who just happens to be the elemental spirit of fire. Well, Bruni is actually hidden in World of Frozen, and you can find him in 3 different spots. Tons of rocks line the bank of the bay, so keep your eyes peeled for Bruni right by the pieces of ship that washed ashore. Then the other is a little more difficult to spot since he's on some rocks just in front of the bridge in Adventure Bay. Yeah, there he is, look at how adorable. The last Bruni, though, is by far the most difficult to find since he's really only visible from just the right angle. Now, it does involve venturing into the smoking section, so enter at your own risk, but if you look up at that awning, you might just spot Bruni's little smile. Look at him, just happy as can be, inhaling all that smoke. So, do you have any plans on visiting Disneyland Paris to check out World of Frozen? What are your opinions on the land? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.